angels. Make sure to stay tuned to the end for a bonus message for you at the very end of this video. I will also be giving you a pocket affirmation to say when you see 1111 or 111 or any sequence of ones, and I'm going to give you a journaling prompt to write in your book of evidence, proof your angels are with you. Now, of course, you can use any journal you have, but I highly encourage you to write this journal prompt in one place and go back to it continuously with other numbers you see every time you see 1111 or 111. We'll go into more why I say that, but first let's talk about today's video and how we are going to share the significance of 1111 and 111. These numbers are very important as they guide you on your divine journey here. But think for a second, when was the last time you noticed repeating ones? We often will see angel numbers in many places. So just a quick review, what is an angel number? An angel number is something where there is a sequence that is showing up in your daily life on a regular basis. It's carrying messages to you from our angels, our spiritual team, passed away loved ones, and the relevance of 1111 is quite huge. Now, one of the things I want to share with you too is I'm going to be sharing kind of the common meanings that you will see for angel numbers as I go through each series. If you missed it, please check out my introduction video to this series where I lightly go into some of the common ones, but I explain how important it is for you to interpret these numbers on your own. I also share some of my own personal meanings and my own personal ways of using these numbers. I'm going to be doing that more here. Each one of these videos is going to dive deeply into these numbers, but the intro video was just going in an overview with some more details there. But we're going to be talking about the number 11, 1111, 111, whatever that is for you. And I'm going to share these common meanings, but I'm going to also share with you what the angels showed me when I was working with the number 1111. I'm also going to share with you ways that you can interpret this number on your own. So again, the thing with angel numbers is they can come through any way. They can come through a license plate that some car just happens to pull in front of you and there they are with repeating numbers. It can come on a clock. It can come on a receipt. It can come in many ways. I've seen it in sequence numbers on if there's a tag on your computer with the sequence ID or whatever they call it, the serial ID. That's what I'm looking for. So they can come anywhere. The point is, did it grab your attention and what were you thinking about it? So let's go deeper into what to do when you see these numbers after I go over some of these meanings. And then I have some fun stories to share with you about when I've seen repeating ones or other numbers. So one of the common things that people say 1111 means is it's a wake-up call from the universe. It means your guides want you to go deeper into the spiritual world, or they want you to bring a spiritual presence into your day-to-day life. Now, I can definitely share some experiences about that, but it's important to understand that it's also a gateway to other realms. So when you see that, you also want to check in with who were you just thinking about? Were you thinking about a passed away loved one? Or were you thinking about an ascended master that you'd like to work with or know more about? So it does signify a readiness to evolve spiritually, to awaken to new opportunities. A lot of times this number is seen historically in cultures regarded as a direct channel for communication with the divine. But I'm going to encourage you to see how these numbers affect you personally before you jump right into that definition. That's the thing, is we work with our spiritual team on a one-to-one basis. We develop our own languages and our own way of knowing what our team is trying to tell us. When we understand that meaning, they are cheering us up and down. They are so excited they got through to us, and they will continue to communicate with you in a way that works, where they know, okay, if we say this to this person, to their divine appointment, right? You're their divine appointment because they're your spiritual team. They get so excited they will continue to send you messages that way. But you will have to combine these messages to interpret what it specifically means. So I'm going to share some of the stories with you here, and then we'll talk about some practical applications. But one of my favorite stories to share about 1111 was, in fact, when I was first leaving my accounting practice to go full time into offering angel communication and doing journaling workshops to teach people to deepen their connection with the angels, I would see 1111 all the time when I was thinking about a step I could take to gradually leave my small business consulting practice and move into this full time. So an example would be, I was sitting there journaling and I was thinking to myself, who in my life would want an angel reading from me, or who in my life would support me on this? And if a person came to mind, or I thought about calling somebody up, I would often see 111. Another very significant meaning for me, and again, we're going to go deeper into my personal interpretations, because I sat down with the angels and asked them, okay, what do you want me to know about these numbers? So we're going to get to that in a little bit. I just want to go over some stories. But another one that came to mind for me that I've done for many years with my husband is we have a game, and I shared this in the intro video too. We have a game where we try to see who can yell 1111 or text 1111 to the other person first anytime we see it. So it's really fun if we're, one's not, we both work from home, but if one of us is not around, then we will text it to the other person. So it's really interesting to see how we use it, but I will still pause and think about it. And when we were first dating and getting to know each other, we would use that, and I would think, okay, there's something here. Like we're getting to know each other more. And eventually my husband revealed to me that he himself used to hear his parents do that to each other, which is really sweet. And they're an absolutely lovely couple and a happy marriage as well. So it really was guiding me to just let our relationship unveil one step at a time. So we'll get deeper into that a little bit more, but I'd love to hear in the comments what stories you have about seeing 1111. Did it lead you anywhere? And let's talk about how to recognize and respond to noticing 1111. A lot of times this could be a prompt for your life path, for your personal alignment. It's a perfect moment to set intentions or meditate on your goals. And you can also start a journal around this. And this is why I am so passionate about angel numbers, because one of the things that led me to going full-time into angel communication, offering journaling workshops, was by tracking the numbers. I ultimately created a custom journal called Book of Evidence, Proof Your Angels Are With You. This is for sale on Amazon with a 4-part webinar designed to teach you how to start using it. But I developed a system, and and you can use any journal. I will always say that. The reason I did this is because after teaching multiple journaling workshops with templates to help people track the numbers they were getting, the signs and feathers and spirit animals they were getting from their angels, I created a way to make it easier to go find those symbols and interpret them, because hindsight is one of the most powerful tools for deepening your trust and your connection with the angels, or for understanding what those numbers mean to you. Well, how do you have hindsight? You have to write them down. Our brain will try to talk us out of the significance of that moment, or we get so busy we forgot what we were doing, thinking about, or feeling when that came across. So in this journal, I have an entire section that teaches you how to use it at the front, and then I have custom templates in here. This is the intuition tracker portion, but you go check that out if you want to see what other templates are in there. It makes it easier to go back and review. If you don't want to do that, if you have your own journal that you'd love to keep it in, I highly encourage you, just make sure everything's in one place. And every time you see a number, you're putting the date, what you were thinking, and everything around that. I have more guidance for you about that, but I just wanted to encourage you right now to grab a journal, or if you don't have one with you, maybe write it in your phone so you can go put it in a journal later, because I have these journaling prompts for you. Well, one prompt for you, and I have a pocket affirmation. Now, if you're new to my channel, I labeled these things that I use called pocket affirmations years ago, when I realized a lot of the affirmations I loved out there were so long that when I needed them in the moment, I couldn't remember them. So sometimes I would write them on my pocket and on a piece of paper and put them in my pocket so I could pull it out and remember it, or I'd put it in my phone, which is in my pocket probably. But then I realized, they could be even shorter, where they weren't so hard to remember, or it wouldn't take me so long to write them on a paper So I try to keep pocket affirmations short, so they're simple and sweet and can fit in your pocket. So I'm going to be giving you a pocket affirmation for every number we go over in this series, so that way when you see that number, you immediately can call to action the energy that is coming for you. and the divine guidance. So again, check out that intro video if you haven't, because I had a special one for you there. But every single one of these videos will have a custom pocket affirmation for the number and a custom journaling prompt to help you connect with your team on what this means for you. Then you can come back as many times as you want and reuse those pocket affirmations and journaling prompts. So let's keep going into some ways that I myself learned what 1111 means, or 111. Now, I do use the number 11 by itself as well, so we're going to go into that as well, because I actually like to break down the meanings of my numbers and mix them up. So if I were to see 411 or 711, that would be very significant for me. The other day, I was grappling with an issue and I was driving to work, and this car, it wasn't to work actually, I was taking my daughter to volleyball practice, but a car pulled in front of me kind of last minute, and I had to slam my brakes on. But on their license plate, they had the number 4111. So it was a 4111, right? And I was just thinking about the topic, and there was a song playing that had significance in the lyrics. So those three things together, 111 plus the angel sending me the message, were very significant to me. So of course, I waited till we were at a stoplight. I took a picture of the license plate so I wouldn't forget. And I thought to myself, okay, as soon as I get home, I'm writing in my book of evidence what this means. So that's why I'm going to break this down a little bit more than you might see in other videos. So when I see the number 11, I connected with my team and I said, okay, what is the first thing you want me to consider when I see 11? Now, like I said, these are going to change based on what's going on for you and for your own spiritual team. But when I see 11, the angels said they want me to look to see what is in alignment or needs to be brought into alignment. Okay. So I like to give the example of, when I am noticing that my daughter is not feeling so well, and then I see 11:11 on the clock, and then this has happened to me. And then within moments, I get a call from the school nurse, hey, your daughter's not feeling so well. Can you come pick her up? So I'm like, okay, something was out of alignment with her. I didn't quite catch it, but then I saw 11:11. It was like, look at your phone, figure out what's going on here. Okay. Then when you see 111, so I just shared the example of the license plate where it was like 4, which we'll get to the 4 video soon, but 4 always immediately gets me to think of my angelic team, the angels that are with me. So the angels were sending me this message with this car pulling in front of me, and then 111. And they said to think of this: affirmations of the thought you are having on the path you are headed with your thoughts. Believe in yourself and you will manifest your heart's wishes. So they were affirming what I was currently thinking about, but they were saying you have to really believe in your ability to manifest what you want. So we need your energy in this too, which of course it's always a co-creation. So I'll say that again because I said it a little long there, but 111 when I connect with my team means affirmation of the thought I was having or the path I was headed on with my thoughts. Believe in yourself and you will manifest your heart's wishes. So now let's get to the big one that we hear and see all over social media and everywhere. I remember even going to, I believe it was LA or Santa Monica. I was thinking about something and I drove by and there was this huge building with 1111 on it. I was like, oh, they know that significance. So 1111, when I connect with my team, they are asking me to take the lead. They are saying you are on the right path for your heart. Empower yourself to strike off on your own spiritual path and use positive thinking to achieve your life purpose. Now, remember, we all have many life purposes. So in the example I used earlier where the school nurse called me right after I saw 1111, taking the lead was to go ahead and decide, you know what, I'm going to cancel these appointments. I'm going to go get my daughter. I'm going to call the doctor. We're going to get this figured out. So it can be mundane things. And one of my life purposes is definitely to be a mother. But it could be applied to you with your purpose on a creative project, something you're doing in a relationship. So you're always going to want to ask those questions. Now, before I go any further, I wanted to invite you to sign up for my free newsletter at devondoer.com, where you can get a gift from me. I have a gift for you. It's my ebook, Is It a Sign? How to Recognize Signs and Discover Their Meaning. This gives you 5 questions to ask anytime you think a sign. It gets you started, and it's something you can print out. I have a little box on there with the 5 questions you can print out. You can put in your book of evidence and always have it with you anytime you see a sign. Because I do have other videos on my YouTube about when you see a hummingbird or a dragonfly. I'm going to be going into more spirit animal messages as well. I do that a lot on my lives. So if you can catch a live, you can always ask me a question about that there. But it's any sign and symbol because angels will send us messages in so many different ways. It's funny, I just looked down at my timer to see how long I've been talking, and it said 15:15. So maybe we need to add 15:15 to the video series. Let me know in the comments if you want to know what that means. But I will be going into some unique numbers in the future series, and I'll be creating a playlist so it's easy to find. But I'm going to do a lot of the numbers that you don't often see on YouTube because they mean so much to me. I mean, when I was creating this video series, I was going through my journals where I've written down so many sequences and what they mean. I even had a really unique incident happen this morning where I was using one of my old-fashioned 10-key calculators to, actually, it's sitting right here on my desk. I'll show you. This really old-fashioned calculator, right? I was using it yesterday to do some bookkeeping, and it died on me. The battery went out. I couldn't get it to work at all, and I just forgot about it. When I came in this morning, the screen was back on with a sequence of numbers that were all repetitive. I netted those numbers, I interpreted the meaning, and it gave me a very powerful message. It gets better. Right after I got those numbers, I tried to use it again to net it, because of course I took a picture of it, put it in my journal, and then I was going to find the net number, which is a whole nother topic we can talk about later. But I found the net number to get the message, and I went to tap it to net it, and it died again. So I was like, oh, I guess I got just like the littlest bit of life in there. And so I hit a bunch of keys to see if it worked. Nothing would happen. I cleared it out, left to take my kids to school, came back, boom, another number had popped on my screen with different sequence of numbers with a different meaning, still affirming the previous one. So I know it was kind of a confusing story there. I wasn't expecting to share that, but they obviously knew I was going to be recording this series today, or part of the series. It's probably going to be about one a week that it comes out. We'll see how it goes, but it had so much meaning to me, and then it died again. So it's currently dead. Like, I'm hitting the clear button as much as I can. So it's just really interesting that the numbers that popped up were in this huge sequence that had a very spiritual meaning for me. So I want you to have tools available to you when you see these numbers. So again, don't forget we have your bonus message at the very end. But first, let's do the journaling prompt and the pocket affirmation for you. And if you do have it with you, grab that journal to write these down now. You can always come back and watch this video, or you can put it in your phone. But I want to also remind you, if this video is resonating with you, I'd really appreciate it if you'd hit the like button and share it with anybody else you think it would resonate with. So let's talk about a journaling prompt for 1111, or anytime you see a sequence of ones. That can even mean 11 or 111. Here is your journaling prompt for 1111. Where in my life can I take charge and lead my heart to bigger and greater things? Your 1111 journaling prompt. Where in my life can I take charge and lead my heart to bigger and greater things? All right, did anything come to mind for you there? Make sure you're jotting that down as well. And then write this pocket affirmation in the comments below this video so I know you made it to the end of this video. Don't forget we have a bonus message coming, but write this pocket affirmation in the comments below this video. Anytime you see 1111, say this pocket affirmation. I am the leader of my life. Anytime you see 111 or 1111, say, I am the leader of my life, and go ahead and put that in the comment section below so I know you made it to the end. All right. The final bonus message we have for you, because the angels knew you were going to make it to the end of this video. They have a very special meaning for you. I will be having more videos like this. Probably the next one's going to be 22, 222, 22, 22. It's probably going to be logical unfolding that way. But don't forget, I do my lives at least 2 times a week, so you can always pop in there and ask questions as well. And thank you for staying to the end for your bonus message. Here it is. Start making long-term plans right now. Happy times are ahead, but you must take one step at a time in that direction. Hence, 1 + 1 + 1 + 1, 1111. Remember, take time every day to connect with the angels.